Zofran is the same medication given to chemotherapy patients to suppress the nausea and the vomiting, and that is the only medication that most of the time works for hyperemesis patients. I felt like I could not do it anymore. I don't want to get emotional, Molly. We don't cry. We don't cry on the internet. We let me tell you, the hospital is really, really nice. The best. I had my own private room there with a huge executive bathroom. The hospital was nice. The nurses were exceptional. The service there was top notch. The food was amazing. The cooks were amazing. But let me tell you, Maina, the bill came to a whopping 75,000 shillings, 75 Gs. So at this point, sisi tulikuwa tumeisha. We didn't have any money. So after paying the God provided in his own ways, and we were able to clear the bill that very same day, and I was discharged. But we were zero. We were running on zero. As in 2020 was just the ghetto for us. So yeah, so I was discharged. I was around 12 weeks by then. I was around 12 weeks pregnant by then. I was actually 11 weeks because when I was being discharged, they told me, by the time next week in Aisha, this thing will subside and you will be okay because the first trimester will be over. And I was so happy, being discharged from the hospital. And at least I could walk by myself. I would talk, and I was so happy, and my family was so happy to see me on my feet again. Lo and behold, God, hyperemesis was not done with me. Hyperemesis was like, sis, no, not yet. Hujateseka ya kutosha. You need to suffer a little bit more. So we were so happy, and we were discharged from hospital, and we came back home with more medication, na tukaongeza kwa shelf more medication, and I was taking this medicine. By the time it was like 4 days of me being discharged, I was back to square one, vomiting every 20 minutes, dehydrated like no one's business. I can't talk, I can't move, I can't open my eyes because anything will trigger me to vomit. I smell anything cooking in the kitchen, I vomit. You come near me with your cologne, I vomit. You come here with your breath, you breathe near me, I vomit. God, it was bad. At this point, we have used all the money we have, so we were like, this thing is not going away. I can't go back to the hospital and be admitted until I give birth. If 5 days came to 75,000, what if they admit me for 1 month? Si tutauza kidney so that we can pay this bill. So we decided, you know what, we are going to go to a clinic that is just nearby home. And every time it would get so bad that I felt like now I can't even talk. We would go to the hospital, to that clinic, and I'd get IV fluids, and I'll be okay for like 2 or 3 days, and then we would go back again. So that was my life until I think 20 weeks of my pregnancy. Yeah, 20 weeks, because half of my pregnancy, 5 months, around 4.5 months of my pregnancy was the ghetto. I was bad, and that is why I was not even able to share my pregnancy journey. At this point, I was feeling so bad, and going through all this, baby girl was thriving and growing like no one's business. Like, she was just okay in there. Me, I was dying out here. But that was the positive thing, and that was the great thing, because one thing with hyperemesis, if it's not taken care of early, if it's not dealt with early, it can cause fatal outcome. That could be you can have a miscarriage and you can lose your baby. Number 2, it can cause permanent damages to your heart, because when you have hyperemesis, your heart beats like someone can hear your heart beating a mile away. It can cause permanent damage to your heart, your lungs, your kidneys, because your esophagus. I was vomiting so much that I had injured my esophagus, and I would bleed every time I vomit. I would bleed from my nose, I would bleed from my throat, and my ribs would hurt so bad. So if not taken care of properly, hyperemesis can damage your organs permanently, and it can also cause death to the mother. So it's not a joke. It's not a joke. So yeah, I would go to the hospital and get my IV fluids, and when I got to around 20 weeks, from the 21st week, now it started subsiding, and I would vomit like maybe once or twice a day, and that was it. And I vomited once or twice a day for the entire of my pregnancy, and that was so much better than what I was going through. The entire of my pregnancy, me, I didn't have honeymoon. The way people say at first trimester is the ghetto, second trimester is honeymoon, and then third trimester you're just tired and you just want to give birth. For me, I didn't have a honeymoon. Maybe 1 day or 2 days I would be okay, and I would be really happy, but then the next day I would be in the pits again. So it was such a tough time for me, but I came out of it stronger, and I can't believe I have my baby girl here with me. I can't believe my daughter is now part of my life. She's here with me, and it is such a blessing, such a huge blessing, and I'm so grateful to God, you know, for carrying me through it, because if it was not for God, I would not have survived. I honestly would not have survived. And he carried me through, and he graced me enough, and he gave me the strength to face HG, and I came out of it a warrior. And yeah, that is my pregnancy story, and it was the ghetto. And chances are, if you had hyperemesis during your first pregnancy, 80% chances are that you're going to experience it with your second pregnancy, and that makes me so afraid, because I don't think I can deal with that again. I don't think I have the grace and I have the strength to deal with hyperemesis again. Hopefully I don't get it from my pregnancies moving on. I hope I don't get it again. But yeah, that is my story. If you are dealing with hyperemesis, or if you have someone around you that is dealing with hyperemesis, please be patient with them. It requires a lot of patience. Yeah, be patient with them, love on them, and remind them every day that they're doing a great job and they will survive it. Yeah, just be there for them and stand with them, because it can get really lonely. My Toto is awake. I need to go and attend to her. But yeah, that is my story. If you're going through it, you can make it. If I survived, if I made it, if I am here talking to you, and I have my baby girl right now who is crying from the bedroom, you can do it as well. You can do it, and you have the grace to do it. You are in my prayers, and you will come out of this victorious. So yeah, that is all for today's video. I hope you guys enjoyed my story. I love you guys so much, and I'll see you on my next one. Bye.